They get off to a really bad shooting start. And I think our defense was pretty good. It was pretty good inside. But they got off to a bad shooting start, and we did too. We're making some really bad turnovers early and gave them some baskets. Then we started to move the ball better and got in good position. The second half, when they made a little run there, we missed probably 4 in a row shots we can make, but you're going to miss those sometimes. And timeout, we had Jimmy try to get to the basket, and if he couldn't get there, to turn and find Cole, and he made the 3. That was the bucket. We really needed that basket, and then the rest of the way we're solid. But overall, they struggled to score against us. Their outside shooting isn't as good as it needs to be. But it's a good win. They just went to overtime at Notre Dame, and they play hard. They really play good defense. They make it hard for you to get shots. But I thought we hung in there. I thought we did the things we needed to do to win the game. And I was glad to see Boeheim get back in there. He made a couple plays. He's healthy, but he's just not game ready. So hopefully he'll improve a little bit each time out. Questions?
Coach, 10 first-half steals. What were you guys doing right in terms of defense in the first half?
They were just making some good plays, and most of them were post feeds, and they just made some good plays. Joe got a couple. We haven't gotten those steals all year on the ball reversal. He got one. Buddy got one. We don't get those steals usually. You're gambling a little bit, but we made some good plays defensively in the first half and got some points off of them.
Jim, coming into a game like today with Boeheim not having played in almost 2 years, did you ever think you'd get 18 minutes out of him?
He's been pretty good in practice. He's practiced the whole practice. He hasn't come out. He hasn't had to go in the locker room or training room for the whole practice for a couple, 2-3 weeks now at least. His timing's not quite there. Balls that he would normally catch and put in, he's just not quite there yet. But, I thought Frank took a step backwards today. He's got to be better than this. He had a great game at Virginia Tech, but he's got to do again. He was disappeared. We went with a smaller lineup there. I was almost going to change it, and then we hit probably 6 or 8 points in a row with a smaller lineup in there, and so we took advantage of that. But again, these are tough games. It's a tough stretch. We got a lot of games in a very short period of time, so we just got to get ready and try to play as well as we can.
Coach, were Frank's struggles today a reason why you chose to play Boeheim a little bit more?
Well, he got in foul trouble, Frank, in the first half. A little bit. He got 2 right away, so Boeheim had to play. Then we went with a smaller lineup, and the first play they got a rebound and put it in, but then the next 3 or 4 plays we scored. So we were positive in that with the smaller lineup. But, Frank, I just didn't think he was rebounding. I didn't think he was moving the way he needs to. He's got to be consistent. He's got to go out there and rebound for us and play defense and rebound.
Jim, what are your expectations for practice over the next few days, having 1 day off, 2
We'll
days
just
off?
get ready. We've had good practices. We've had pretty tough practices for 4 of the days last week. We were off 2. But, we'll just prepare for Georgia Tech. They're different, a little different, things that they do, and we'll just get ready for them.
You talked about wanting your guys to close out on shooters better. Do you feel like you guys were closing out, or were they just kind of missing?
We're better. We made them take secondary shots, didn't let them get the first one. I thought we did a good job defensively overall. Benny forgot to close out in the first half, and, he knows that he's got to come up there, and he's got to learn that. We can't let that guy shoot in the wing.
Hey, Jim, is Cole putting more of an emphasis on posting up?
Well, if he has a mismatch, we're going to post him up a little bit, yes. He didn't do as well in there as he should, but he can do that. They're physical. They're a physical team. They're banging you. They're small, but they're banging you. You got to be able to do that. He's got to get to his shot. He's got to be able to get to his shot, not the shot they want him to take.
Jim, efficient night for Jimmy, his fourth double-double. Just what'd you see from him tonight?
I thought he was good. I thought, he took advantage of matchups where he could go on guys, and I thought he was good.
When a guy like Boeheim comes in and gets that block in the corner, can that give the team a lift just to become?
Yeah, I think so. I think that all helps. I think that all helps. Yeah, I think so. Having the fans is good. I'd like to see us get back to normal. Hopefully we can get to normal someday soon.
Jim, to piggyback off that question, to see Boeheim come in and do what he did today, and give you guys some really good minutes after the adversity that he's gone through with the injuries over the years, just how awesome is it to see him kind of get back and put some good minutes out there?
He's a great kid. He's one of the best kids we've ever had here. He doesn't complain. He just keeps going. And when all you're doing is getting treatments and not playing, it's awfully difficult. It's been ongoing for 2 years, and he's a good player. He was really. It's a shame because he was really rounding into a really good player, and I'm hoping we can get him back a little bit closer to that.
Coach, not just with Boeheim, but with Patty down the stretch as well. It seemed like your team really supports each other when guys that don't play as much get in there and get buckets.
Our guys get along really well. The non-scholarship players work hard every day in practice. They've really worked hard. Patty plays Buddy. He face guards him. He pushes him. He plays Buddy about as hard as anybody does. It's been good for Buddy because every day he gets somebody right in his face. So Patty's really good. Our other guys are good. They all, bonded together. They all live together. It's a really good group. I don't care what the record is. They're going to keep playing. They're going to keep working. That's all you can do. We're getting ready to play the next game. In life, you try to learn to have a good day the next day. It doesn't matter how many bad days you had. You can have 100 bad days, 200 bad days. That doesn't mean you're not ready to play and go get the next day. And that's what this team has done all year. We've had our disappointments, but they're always ready to play. They always get ready to go. And sometimes our goodness hasn't been good enough, but it's a great group. They've done everything we can. They come in extra when we're off. They're in there lifting, running. Cole's in there. Joe's in there in the morning. Side Buddy, all those guys. They're all in there, extra. They've done everything they can to try to be the best they can. And we're a pretty good team. We got a lot of tests ahead of us, and we'll see how that goes.
On a little bit of a different note, your colleague Gary Gait is set to have his jersey retired tomorrow. What can you say about that honor? And I know you've seen some lacrosse over the years.
Well, I've seen him play. I've seen every lacrosse game, not every, most every, since 1962. I remember Ron Frazier, Chuck Finley. Look them up. They were good. Gary was a great player, transcendent player, really. And he was fun to watch play. Both him and his brother. They're just great lacrosse players. It's a great game. We've been fortunate here to have arguably some of the greatest lacrosse players that have ever played. And you can't forget a guy named Jim Brown when you talk about that. He was pretty good. But, yeah, Gary's it's great. He's a great player. He was a great player. He's done a great coaching job, and they'll be good in lacrosse for the future, I think.
Speaking of trailblazers, Manny Breeden was honored in that.
Right. I knew Manny well. He was here in town, everything, all around, every place. I knew him for, since I was in college, 40 years. He was always good, always great leader in the community, and, he was one of the really good guys.
Coach, you've talked a lot about Cole Swider needing to do a better job putting the ball on the floor. What did you see from him in that regard today?
I think he's getting better. I think it's hard for him. He's, when you don't do it for 3 years, it's hard to just come out and do it. And he gets matched up like tonight. He got matched up with some guards, smaller guards. It's hard to get by those guys. He's almost better to match up when he has a bigger guy. But we did try to post him a couple times, and we got something out of that. But he's a good player. He's really surprised me in terms of his rebounding has been really good. It wasn't great tonight, but he's been rebounding. And, overall, we've done a good job on the boards. It's, some of our other defensive areas have been not so good, but, Cole's had a tremendous year, I think, tremendous year.
Can you speak to just what Barama's been through in his career?
Yeah, it's tough. 2 years not playing. The last part of his junior year, he was averaged a double-double against some of the better teams in the league. He was really good, really good. And he's trying to get back. You can't miss that much time and be that. But he never complains. He tries to do everything he can to help his team win. And, he's a great guy, great teammate, great guy to have on your team. And I think that he can contribute as we go down the stretch here.